Greetings all and welcome to Vulpecula Media. I got some feedback from my last lore-friendly Geralt build. Some of it was good, some of it was constructive, none of it was bad, that made me feel good. But some of the lore that I based certain decisions on was a bit of a stretch. It was relating to the wider franchise, like the comic books and other such, and I just thought that okay, that was okay, I guess, but I want to do something that's book accurate, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm reading through the books and I'm learning a lot, both as a writer and as just a fan of The Witcher. So let's take a look at some of the things that I've changed. So first of all, we've gone for Viper armor. We're going with Viper armor because whilst it's arguably CDPR's laziest addition to the game, being just a high level Kaer Morhen armor with some scale print effects, it does have some of the best resistances in the game. It matches physical descriptions of Geralt's armor quite well, especially when dyed black. He's not really known to use enchanted armor. He's known to use enchanted swords, but he doesn't really use enchanted armor a lot, so that sort of is a lore-friendly excuse for why we're not repping a Grandmaster bonus in this point in the game. But yeah, so I've chosen the Viper armor. It also works with Manticore armor as well, but I preferred the resistances. And I also like the Viper armor a little more aesthetically for Geralt. He seems like more of a black leather than a brown leather guy. If you guys are only playing on the base game, then you should use mastercrafted Wolven or Feline armor will do. Both are light enough and they're the least clunky looking of the 4 Witcher gears in the base game. But once you get to Hearts of Stone, switch to Viper. New Moon armor fits well for the physical description from the books, and it's got some cool bonuses, but its armor rating I don't feel really carries into the late game or New Game Plus, not without heavy caveats anyway. We've got Ekimara decoction, Echidna decoction, and Waterhag decoction, which is to essentially feed into a strategy where you keep your vitality at its highest for the longest amount of time to deal out more damage. This is nothing to do with the cannon, it's just the strat for playing this build, because you don't have the strongest DPS. Like it'll do just fine through Death March, but you do need to play it properly. Oh no. There we go. So weapons wise, Grandmaster Wolven Steel Sword, because that's like Geralt's bread and butter. And Erendite, both are infused with Severance because we use Whirl in this build. Got White Rafford decoction for healing. It's just better than Swallow. Superior Northern Wind, because it's the best bomb in the game, and it's arguably the least violent, I guess. Because Geralt's got this whole thing about choosing the lesser evil and not shedding blood unnecessarily. And we've got superior grape shot, because there's a whole thing about not fighting with fire or light, despite the fact that they're both very advantageous to fight monsters with. Witches won't use fire or light, so they wouldn't use like Dancing Star or Samum, if they can help it, because it throws shadows, which interrupts their battle strategies. So moving into the build, this is the endgame build. So we've got the entirety of the fast attack column, muscle memory for enhanced damage, precise blows for enhanced crit rates, whirl for the area of effect attack, and crippling strikes for a bleeding effect, because Geralt, like I mentioned in the last video, has a real deep focus on agility over raw strength. He mentions during the training sequences in the books, like the importance of impetus and measuring your pivots and all sorts of technical fencing stuff that I don't really understand. We've got all of the defensive column as well. Arrow deflection, because it is the most canon thing about being a Witcher. It's mentioned in like every element of the franchise, full stop, and it is picked up on in the books. We got fleet-footed, because if Geralt dodges but gets caught, he's normally good enough at dodging to not get hurt as bad as he would if he just screwed up a regular dodge. If he was just, like Joe Bloggs off the street, dodged an attack, moved into another attack, got blindsided, that'd be one thing. But he's not. He's Geralt, and he's super agile. And when he dodges into damage, he normally dodges in a way that won't get him killed. So then we've got counter-attack, because again, there's like a specific part of the book that mentions the importance of a good counter-attack. And then we have deadly precision, because Geralt is described as being deadly precise. And, occasional insta-kills are nice. And then we have Sunder Armor from the Strength Tree. Because whilst Geralt is not the kind of person that would just render his way through armor, he'd normally head for an artery. He is also educated enough in the art of battling and the art of war to know the weak points in people's armor that he could break through if they are a heavily armored monster or man. And we've got Resolve and Razor Focus. Razor Focus because witches are very focused in battle. They're described as being almost graceful, due to their rehearsed steps, I guess. And then we've got Resolve, because Geralt he's not a little wimp. If he gets hit, it's not gonna severely screw up his momentum. It normally actually adds to the intensity. So yeah, we've got Euphoria as our active mutagen, because there is an early group fight scene in the books that specifically mentions a combination of adrenaline and decoction-based euphoria driving Geralt's power. So it feeds perfectly into it. Coming off of that, we've got the heightened tolerance and acquired tolerance, which witches are renowned for having. It's kind of the reason they go through the trial of the grasses. Or at least the chemical part of the trial of the grasses. And then we've got delusion for quality of life, choosing the least violent path, all that good virtue signaling, Geralt stuff. And that is the build. So I kind of went back to the drawing board a little bit, just a little bit, not too far, but I made it less of a combat focused build. The last video I was trying to focus on how I could turn my combat build more canon friendly or more book accurate or whatever, and this time I've chosen to make a book accurate version that is as gameplay viable as possible. So let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, leave a like. If you disliked it, let me know why. I have ummed and ahed a bit more than I normally do through these videos. I'm very tired. Yeah, let me know, and subscribe if you want to see more, because there's going to be more. Thanks.